Hey guys, the voice of the blockchain here. Satoshi's big cousin, cryptography's finest, Champagne Crypto. Thanks for tuning in. Bomb for all you maniacs. The Bitcoin bull run continues. Yesterday we spoke about whether that was the dip. It certainly seems that was the case. There was some dippage yesterday. I think some boomers took a stab at it, and things are looking back in the green today. We'll be talking about the prices and how things may pan out this weekend and how Bitcoin's looking against other global currencies right now. It's bigger than many world currencies, world country currencies out there, including Russia. And I'm going to show you an article out there. Shout out to AKPOS, Derek Smith, Captain Ron, and the rest of the boomers that are tuning into this live broadcast. I need you touching the buttons, the like, the subscribe, the post notification bell, the ding ding. Stay tuned into the good crypto word that we spread here daily. Whether things are up or down, you know we're here with the best of them. Shout out to Rev, AKPOS, Derek, Captain Ron, Beans and Rice, the rest of the crypto maniac savages here deep in the foxholes. Shout out to my day ones out here, guys. I appreciate you maniacs rocking with me. Back when Bitcoin was 3K, 4K after a total meltdown from an all-time high at 20K. Kept stacking your bags, accumulating your bags. And it's a pleasure to be rocking with the best boomers here in cryptocurrency, period. Shout out to Stash, Jigger, Roams. I see all you maniacs out there. I appreciate you boomers. We'll be checking out today's mathematics over there on CoinMarketCap before we talk about the prices, how they may pan out this weekend as we continue with this bull run. Looking good out there, boomers. Let me go ahead and turn off these coins, share my screen, hit refresh over here. Make sure we're up to date with the latest mathematics. Currently at 335 billion, a little slimmer than we saw just at the beginning of the week or last week. Went over 350 at one point. I expect to see a $400 billion market cap very soon. Bitcoin dominance has increased to 62.7%. Guys, Bitcoin's blowing these altcoins out the water. You know, I was looking at things in relation to Bitcoin, so basically swapping it out over here from USD to BTC, and you could see that everything's in the red. A lot of things are in the red. You know, some of our faves, you know, like Litecoin, EOS, Cardano's down. Like, you know, compared to Bitcoin, a lot of these coins have lost weight. MadeSafe is up. This is all compared to Bitcoin. So, you know, MadeSafe's like an OG coin. I don't know much about it, but it's been around for some time. And you can see the big losers. Augur, Digibyte, BAT, which is one of my tokens that I like a lot. If you're not using the BAT browser or the Brave browser, do it now. EOS is down. So it's interesting to look at things, you know, BTC wise instead of USD, because the name of the game here is more bits. Fiat currency, you know, we spend it. We hodl the bits out here because it's scarce. Bitcoin currently at $11,824. Ether at 304, on the path, what it seems, back to 350. Hopefully, you got Bitcoin Cash at 425, excuse me. Litecoin at 118. Guys, what's going on with Litecoin? What's going on with Litecoin? Because I don't hear anything bad, but certainly haven't heard any good news in about a month or two after that Mimblewimble announcement. And we talked about them linking up with a debit card. I think it was sometime last week. So there's some movements there, but, you know, I haven't seen a kapump that I want to see here. I want to see light on the crypto valley. Let there be light. EOS there at 598. Binance is down there at $34. Satoshi Vision is straight garbage bags, guys. I want nothing to do with this. Cardano at 8 cents. Tron at 3 cents. I say Cardano and Tron they're dueling out here. There's a duel between Cardano and Tron for that number 10 spot. You got Stellar there at 10 cents. You got Leo at 188. Don't know much about Leo other than it's the Bitfinex token. But this one just came out of nowhere. Monero is up there at $96. Dash at 165. Neo has been performing. I'll tell you this one. You know, I got a baby bag of Neo. Okay, a little baby, a little nickel bag or less. And I took a chip off that bag not too long ago because I don't really use Neo, but I kind of regret it because I'm looking here at the math, and Neo has been performing very well against Bitcoin. IOTA there at 40 cents. Cosmos at 577. They're saying Cosmos is the alternative to Cardano, according to the boomers there in the population. Shout out to Ron. He's not even looking at his altcoins right now. Revolutionist says Metamorph is a swap exchange that might be a boomer. Thanks for letting us know. Beans and Rice says the fourth will bring fireworks. CryptoZilla says, what has the dip done to Bunny Boomer's portfolio? That's funny. Our portfolio is not looking bad, though. I think we showed it yesterday. We're still close to the $30,000 range. That's because even with that community portfolio that we've been managing virtually, we have the majority of the bag in Bitcoin. So, you know, we didn't, you know, lose as much as some of these other maniacs that have been holding nothing but alts and they don't throw a Bitcoin under the pillow. Queen's Racist says, Champ, I think we'll have a pump 2 weeks before the Litecoin halving, but for now, LTC is done. I agree with you, Queens. I think that for now, there is no Litecoin pump until maybe as the halving occurs, like you said, maybe a couple of weeks before the halving, you know, it'll come back into the news or whatnot. I'm expecting about a $200 Litecoin there sometime about the halving. So, you know, it still has some room to gain weight. But unfortunately, it's not performing as good as I would want it to. It seems like Bitcoin just has way too much energy, way too much strength, blowing those other altcoins right out of the water. So, you know, I'm glad that I've always kept the majority of the bag in Bitcoin. I know most of the boomers have. And it's one thing that I've repeated several times. My personal opinion is half your bag should, in crypto bag, should be in Bitcoin. Okay, it's the leader, and all these other altcoins, they just follow in the wake. I do recognize that some altcoins will surge more than Bitcoin, but at this point, it seems kind of like a gamble, boomers. You want to follow with the leader here, Bitcoin, in my personal opinion. Again, I always say this because, you know, you got some crypto cucks out there that they like to interpret YouTubers' opinions as advice, professional advice, and that's certainly not the case. Don't do that. Don't take advice from YouTubers. You know, you can listen to their opinion, but if you want professional advice, go seek a professional, boomers. Neo has an active office in Seattle and makes me think they are working with some tech companies, Microsoft and Amazon, which are both headquartered there. So, okay. You know, they've certainly been performing well out there, CryptoZilla. It's one thing that, you know, I noticed Neo has been really gaining weight against Bitcoin. And, you know, I like Neo, although I, you know, took a chip off the bag. I think if I'm not mistaken, I think I may have taken a chip off the bag and gotten some steam. And I got a little bit more steam. And I like steam. It's my favorite blockchain. But what's going on with steam? How come it doesn't gain weight? I was discussing this with one of the crypto brothers offline. And, you know, my hypothesis is that the steam blockchain has too much inflation. The coin is not rare enough. But that's a whole nother video and a whole nother discussion. Yo, Champ, who's the next interview? Charles Hoskinson, 1 with 6, says Jam Soul. Yeah, shout out to Hoskinson and the Cardano crew, everybody there at IOHK. And, you know, I would love to have him back. Maybe we could do that sooner or later. Right now, it's all about Bitcoin right now. Last interview we had that was worth checking out was with Agro out of there, out of Steam. Out of the Steam blockchain. He's the guy behind some of those Steam projects, including Steam Monsters, Steam Keychain, the Steam Engine, Palnet, and there's all kinds of things going on with Steam. And, you know, I would love to see the price go up. People are still using it, and there's a lot of transactions. So I wouldn't sleep on it. I'm still using it. And shout out to DTube. DTube being an alternative to YouTube, a decentralized alternative to YouTube that's been running on top of the Steam blockchain. Now they're creating their own blockchain and their own token, and they're still running parallel to Steam. So if you post on DTube, you still post on Steam, you get and you also post on the new blockchain. So it's kind of like double the rewards. I should do a whole video about it. Shout out to DTube, and they're looking good because not only are they posting parallel to Steam now, you can also post just YouTube videos, Twitch videos, Twitter videos, Facebook videos within DTube. And their value proposition now is that they're trying to run a better search for video. And, you know, I'm excited about that. So maybe I'll do a whole video on that. Stash is talking about DLive. Yeah, DLive was once a Steam decentralized application, but they went their own way. They adopted the Lino blockchain, and I don't know much about it, I'll be honest with you. So they kind of went their own way. They're no longer associated with Steam. But shout out to my DTubers. They're about to launch their coin. I think it's called the DTube coin. I'm not sure. Right now it's still on testnet. I, you know, opened up a new account there on the DTube. You get your own new private public key or whatnot, and you kind of start from scratch with 0 followers. Shout out to Main Event. I saw you follow me over there, and it's because of Main Event that he brought that to my attention. And big shout out. Let me drop a bomb for Main Event. He put me in contact with Agro. He told me about DTube. He's a Steamosaurus out there. I appreciate you, Main Event. Thank you so much. I'm really mad. A lot of money at 2017, but honestly, it was because of Alti, says Queen's Races. I'm not really understanding that, but shout out to you. Mark D says BTC stuck in a range. Can it break 12.5 today? Blue skies from there. It seems to be stuck in that range, which is a good thing, Mark. But right now, I don't think 12.5 is the resistance. I think the resistance is 13.8. So basically, just shy of 14. It's the last high. So if we can crash through 13.8, the path to 20K is clear, if you ask me. Shout out to Main Event Roar. All right. Happy to help. Yeah, I appreciate it, Main Event. I really do. Thank you so much. And, anybody on the STEEM blockchain, follow Main Event. I'm not sure if he's still doing a radio show or whatnot through the Minnow Support Project, but, follow him. And, I appreciate you, Main Event. The downward pressure on STEEM is heavy with the whale earning and swapping for the bit, says CryptoZilla. Yeah, it is. And, that's why I understand the logic behind creating new tokens on STEEM, so there's a more fair token distribution. That's why I'm interested in these tokens that are being built on top of STEEM. You guys may want to check out the STEEM engine. I know I've talked about it several times, but I'm excited about the movements that they make over there. Being a content creator and someone that's against the mainstream social media networks like Facebook and Instagram, STEEM is very attractive to the champ. Should I sell some of my physical gold for Bitcoin, 5 or 6 ounces, says Beans and Rice. We're not your crypto daddy. At the end of the day, you're going to have to make your own decision. I'm not fond of selling hard assets, neither Bitcoin or the precious metals. I would say try to get some more fiat. Sell your fiat. Don't sell the gold or the bits, is my opinion. But again, you may want to do whatever you want. Library, check it out. Library, says VJ. Yeah, I actually did a whole video on Library. I was bigger into Library at some point, but it seems like it took a while for them to really roll out their product. I did a wallet review at one point with Library, and it's cool, but I think it doesn't compete against STEEM. Right now, STEEM to me is where it's at. Although the price is not there, I see the community, I see the development, and I see the potential, and it's a boomer if you ask me. If this G20 ends happy into the weekend, we could see good moves back up. I agree, CryptoZilla, and you're one of the boomers that kept pointing that out, that the sentiment that is reflected out of the G20 summit will impact the markets, hopefully positively. I would expect it to. In these past month or so, or month or two, we've been seeing action on the weekends, which is something that is not normal here in the crypto sphere. Usually things are quieter as far as the volume and the trading on the weekends, but not this past month. It seems like we've seen some major movements over the weekend, positive movements over the weekend. So hopefully we'll see the same this weekend. It certainly seems like Bitcoin is gaining some weight now after that dip that we experienced just about 48 or less than 48 hours ago. And we talked about it yesterday. It certainly seems like it was the dip. And shout out to those that, took a stab and they're already in the green. Beans and Rice says, good answer. We need to be diversified. Indeed. Yeah. I'm not against, I would never pin precious metals against crypto. I think they're one in the same as far as hard assets, like sound investments. And this is, of course, in my opinion. This is in my opinion. I could be wrong, I could be wrong. But yeah, I would think of diversifying into hard assets like precious metal and Bitcoin. I wouldn't sell metals for the bits. I probably wouldn't do that. Champ, have you claimed your Mimblewimble with the airdrop of BTC holders? No, CryptoZilla, I haven't. But I do know about this Mimblewimble coin that's being offered as an airdrop to Bitcoin holders. And I'm interested, but I'm very weary about claiming airdrops and those forks or whatnot, because I know there could be phishing attempts, and I'm kind of waiting for other people to do it and me see that it's in the clear before I, dip my toe into the water there. But my understanding is that Mimblewimble coin is legit. I haven't heard any funny business, but I'm not so thirsty for it, and that day, I'm gonna go ahead and claim it immediately. But I am interested in claiming it though. Mark D says gold will continue to have a good year. Absolutely. Yeah. Gold is not going to boom like crypto. I don't expect the precious metals asset class to move better than the crypto asset class. I think that there is no asset class that is going to be better performing than crypto in the next 5 years, specifically Bitcoin. But that's not to say that it's not worth holding some precious metals, guys. I'd certainly think so. Silver is also down as well. I had boomers here in the box before talking about palladium. I don't know much about that, but you know, certainly I see the precious metals and the cryptocurrencies as cousins. Queen's Races just dropped me $2. Thank you so much, Queens. Boom. Never sell your metal knowing silver will run out. So there's Queen's Races is a metalhead. Shout out to my metalheads. Indeed, I feel like they're brothers. And shout out to the STEEM Silver Gold community there on Steam. I know that there's a lot of metalheads, people posting. And, you know, I have a couple silver coins or whatnot. I've shared them in the past here on this channel. You know, so shout out to my physical coins. You know, we talk about cryptocurrency coins, but they're all inspired by these hard assets, these metals. So, you know, I would keep them both. If you ask me, beans and rice. If you want to look at selling something, sell your cash, if you ask me. MWC.MW. It's very easy with just putting in the BTC address and then going to your wallet to sign that you own it. That's it, says CryptoZilla. Have you done it, CryptoZilla? And he's saying that there's no KYC. He's specifically talking about this Mimblewimble coin airdrop that's being offered to those that were holding Bitcoin at a certain time this year or last year. I'm not sure exactly when was the snapshot date, but I know it was sometime this year or last year. Mark D says palladium has boomed $1,500, just 300 in 2010. Yeah, there was a few boomers talking about that. I don't know if it was you included, but yeah, there was some comments here in the population of the chat box. I haven't been following it. I don't know anything really about palladium. I don't know much about it, but you know, I know that it's definitely moved well, and you're not the only one that's identified it as a potential boomer. But you know, when it comes to the metals, you know, I go with the blue chippers, the gold and the silver. You know, I'm not even looking into platinum or whatnot, but you know, those are possibilities as well. I plan on putting 35% of my Cardano ROI per year into gold and silver. Yeah, that sounds sound. You know, I don't think you can ever go wrong holding gold or silver. You know, it's the way of the kings. I'm not mad at that at all. Shout out to my metalheads. You know, they're not in competition at all. I feel like gold is a good hold. Silver is a good hold. Now, don't expect it to 10, 20x like some of these cryptos may. But don't expect it to go to zero like some of these cryptos may as well. CryptoZilla is answering, yes, he did receive the Mimblewimble coin airdrop. Did it here today on a few addresses. Okay, congratulations. I mean, I'll look into that, and you guys may want to look into that airdrop as well. MWC.MW says CryptoZilla. I haven't verified that, but CryptoZilla usually gives the correct information. So you guys may want to check that out. Obviously, tread lightly and, you know, be responsible for your own movements. But from what I'm hearing, it's legit. You don't even have to give them an email. It's an option if you want to be on their newsletter. I like that, Zilla. So far, so good. Let me ask you, Zilla, is that coin already in existence, or are you signing up for the airdrop? Did you receive the coin? Is it tradable yet? When are we expecting that? I don't know any of the information. You may want to keep us informed with that. Queens is saying, yeah, palladium, gold, silver are the best. These are long holds. Okay. All right. Let's talk about Bitcoin as a global currency, a world currency. They're saying this on bitcoinist.com. It's bigger than Russia. Bitcoin now 8th largest world currency. So this thing keeps growing. I'm saying this several times. Crypto, specifically Bitcoin, is a fiat, devours fiat. So Bitcoin is here to just eat up all the fiats. It's going to continue eating up all the fiats and gaining more weight, and more kaboom. You could read this article down below, but the rundown now is which countries have the biggest monetary base in the world. Bitcoin monetary system now 8th largest world currency. Still think of Bitcoin as a passing fad. Here's a news flash for you. At 8,900, it's bigger than Russia's monetary base. That makes Bitcoin the 8th largest currency in the world, and the price keeps on climbing. Okay, you can see which countries have the biggest monetary base in the world. You can see gold being, you know, the gold market cap is what, like almost 8 trillion. And you see Japan, China, United States. So you can see the base money global supply for countries like Japan and China is higher than the United States. I think it's because they have less debt, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah. With there it goes. To answer my question, my statement. With its $25 trillion debt, it's no surprise that despite being the world's largest economy, the U.S. lags in fourth place behind Japan, China, and the Eurozone. Okay. And read this article in its entirety. But, Bitcoin, as I've said, I believe it's already the global world reserve currency. It's just people haven't realized it yet. And here's more evidence that could lead one to believe that. Drop a comment. Let me know what you think. Cryptoshi says Japan and China print money like crazy, as all the major governments do. Right now it's just they got a printing press, basically. And that's why I think the cryptos, specifically Bitcoin, offers that value proposition, because you can't just print Bitcoin. Okay, it doesn't matter who you are, you just can't run a Bitcoin printer. There's a certain cost to manufacturing a Bitcoin, to mining a Bitcoin, and that cost is higher than it is to just print out a $100 bill or a dollar bill. The cost is the same. The cost of printing a dollar bill is equal to that of printing a $100 bill. So what's really their difference? Beans and Rice says, what's your opinion on Bitcoin to Litecoin ratio? Some say a quarter. I'm just going to hodl. Yeah, I've been, hodling for some time here with the lights. And I'll be honest with you. I mean, I should have sold at the top along with Charlie Lee when it was back at 300 plus. But I hodled all the way down to the $20 range, and here we are. I'm anticipating a little boom before the halving, but it's been quiet. It's been quiet. I think that I agree with what Queen said earlier, that we should expect maybe a little run up just a few weeks before the halving. But as for now, I don't think there's going to be much action. Some say it should be a quarter of a Bitcoin. That makes sense, but you can't, the market decides that. So right now, let me see where it's at right now as far as Bitcoin price. It's at only 0.01 of a Bitcoin, and it continues to fall. Here's the chart for Litecoin. Actually, it's not doing as bad as I thought. But you can see here on the 5-day chart. This is the 5-day chart of Litecoin against Bitcoin. Look how much it's lost. At one point it was at 0.013. Now we're at 0.010. We're about to drop under 1% of a Bitcoin. So, as much as I liked it, it was probably not the wisest move to be hodling while Bitcoin was pumping so much. But at this point, we're kind of low, I would even expect it to go under 0.01, but maybe there's some support there. So I don't know what to say about Litecoin. I'm going to be honest with you. I like it. I think it's going to be here to stay, but it just can't keep up with the bits at the moment. Rev says, Champ, I hodled some Cardano all the way down. Also, I learned the hard way. Yeah, there you go. But, luckily for me, I didn't have my majority of bag on Litecoin. I've always kept the majority of the bag in Bitcoin because, I know what the superior coin is. But there, that's what it is. Cryptozilla says, they all do, but Japan and China owns most U.S. Treasury notes as well. But it's all a multi-layered money creation system. No mining going on the central banks. Exactly. There is no proof of nothing on the central banks other than what they're saying. So it's like, proof of their word, if anything. But there's no proof of work. There's no proof of stake either. Main event says it's like a 90-to-1 ratio right now, just like gold to silver. Talking about Litecoin to Bitcoin. There's no Litecoin will be worth a quarter of a Bitcoin, says Cryptoshi. Yeah, I mean, right now it's only 1% of a Bitcoin, and it looks like it may drop. So, it's gonna take a lot to get back to that quarter. Champ, you're right. The market speaks the real numbers. Absolutely, Queens. I want to have a whole Bitcoin, but when it hit 13K, I had to take profits. I'm not mad at you. I understand that. Sometimes people got to eat, and that's okay. Hopefully you're here for the long gun, and hopefully you had a chance to buy back in on the dip. We talked about it yesterday. It says this is the dip. We talked about it as a community, as crypto brothers, and our opinions seem to agree that it was the dip. Shout out to Cryptoshi, Main Event, Queen's Races, Cryptozilla, and the rest of the boomers out there. Let me shout out Queen's Races once again for dropping me $2 here in the population of the chat box. I appreciate Queen's Races always showing up to bat here, dropping me $1 or $3. I really appreciate it. Follow the leader here, Queens. Drop a couple of ducats here in the bucket if you are gaining value from the stream. And if you're a broke boomer, and you shouldn't be a broke boomer in the middle of a bull run, go ahead and share this on your social media feeds and drop a positive comment. I can vibe off that as well. I encourage you to download the Brave browser, start earning BAT tokens simply for surfing the web. Okay, there's no email required. There's no purchase required. You just download that browser and start earning BATs. Mark D says another exchange pulled an exit scam called BitSane. Yeah, I've been hearing some stuff like that. Since I'm not a day trader, or I don't even swing trade too much. I don't have any money on the exchanges like that. So and that should be a lesson to everybody. Guys, be careful on these exchanges. Even the biggest one, Binance, was hacked not too long ago. Luckily, they covered the loss. But none of these exchanges are immune to hacks. And if you don't handle the keys to your account, then it's really not your crypto, okay? And once you deposit into a centralized exchange, it's really not your crypto. It's in the custody of somebody else. Queen says, yeah, he bought back when it hit 10.6. I put 2K in. Excellent. Congratulations. A good move. Good move. Yeah, it's a good move. Yeah, but was it BitSane or BitTrue? I saw some headlines there about hacks, but I'm not concerned about the hacks because, like I said, I don't leave bags on exchange. If I'm gonna do a move, I go in and I go out, but I don't hodl on exchanges. Queen says if we go to 15K, I wouldn't be surprised if we have another pullback, but I'll take profit there also. Says Queens. Okay. Right now, let's look at the chart so we can see as far as what we think about the price. Show you guys the trading view. And here's the chart for Bitcoin currently. And this is the 1 day. You see we're taking a dip, a low of about 10.2, 10.4. So Queen's getting back in at 10.6 is definitely pretty well. Pretty good move there. If you could pull out to the 1 month. There it is. Right now it's clear that the resistance is that high that we just experienced, 13.8. If we could break through this 13.8, I think the path to 15K or even 20K, the all-time high, is pretty clear. Okay, we tested it. Most people thought we were on when we did the stream. I think it was Friday, or I don't know what day it was, but before we topped off, most people thought that we were gonna keep shooting straight up to about past 15K. I called for a pullback at 15K, but it came sooner at 13.8. So this is clearly our resistance level. If we can manage to cross 13.8, it's going to signal a lot of confidence, and I believe that we can easily go to 20K if we can crash this 13.8. It's testing 12 right now, says CryptoZilla. Absolutely. Right now it's testing 12. Let's hope it's not followed by a year-long downturn. No, I don't think so. I think that at this point, with the the grayscale, with these institutions getting in, that they need to have physical Bitcoin and back their deals, I think it's clear that we're not going to go down. I don't think we're going to go under 10K anymore. I mean, we may briefly go under 10K on a kind of like a worst case scenario, but conservatively, I can see us trading above 10K between 10 and 15 this entire year. Now, if we can crack through this 13.8, there's a strong possibility that we can go ahead and test 15 and perhaps even 20. But we haven't broke past 13.8. So, I can see us trading basically in this pocket here. From here, look about here, about 10,000 to where we're at now. Between 10 and 13.8 so far is the channel that I'm seeing. Mark D says it needs to break 12.5. Otherwise, revisiting 10K by the looks of it. Let's see. I mean, I don't see any clear resistance at 12.5 at this moment. I see that the clear resistance at 13.8, but I think only time will tell. VJ's asking if anyone has any positions open. Let's see if anybody the champ is not doing any swing trading, so I don't have any positions open. John says, I'm all out of Bitcoin a few days ago. Hopefully you sold at the top there, John. It still could be an entry point. You can see the technicals out there on TradingView are still signaling a sell. I mean, excuse me, buy. Technicals are saying buy still. So things are looking healthy. These technicals, although I'm not, charter and, I'm not crazy about the technicals, these technicals are basically voted on, or this is an aggregate of what most of the posters are saying. So it's kind of like an average. And you can see, based on moving averages, it's a strong buy. So everything's saying buy, 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 buy. The only indicator is this oscillator at the momentum 10 that's saying sell. A lot of them are neutral, but based on all the moving average indicators, they're saying buy, 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 buy. So it's interesting. John says, I think there's a high chance we will see 4K area again. I don't think so, John. Those days are way over. I had someone telling me that when we were at 8,000, 9,000, saying, oh, we still got to test 3,000. If you're waiting for 4K, have fun waiting out there, John. I don't see it going there at all. We traded sideways from 3,000 to 4,000 for some time last year. And I don't think, listen, anything's still possible. Okay. So it's not completely impossible, but I highly doubt it, John. I highly doubt it. I still think it's even difficult to go under 10K right now with so much confidence in the markets. But again, I'm nobody's crypto daddy and I could be wrong. Champ, I wanted to test a USDC coin while Bitcoin was attempting to fall and they took like $80 on the sell of Bitcoin. Then you can't even buy Bitcoin with it. You have to buy Tether. Then you could buy BTC dumb. I don't know anything about that USDC coin. I don't know anything about these stable coins. I want nothing to do with them. But that's unfortunate. Queen says he sold about $1,500 in Bitcoin to my Coinbase wallet. They charged $22. Better than Tether and USDC to buy back lower. Okay. CryptoZilla says Binance is talking to Facebook about being a Libra node. I'm not surprised. Mark D says a lot of resistance at 12K. Let's see. Main event says like button kaboom. Thank you. Impatient Potato says when buy in Bitcoin. I think the time was yesterday. That's why we did the stream yesterday. Is this the dip? And I think most people said yes. Right now the indicators on TradingView, they're still calling this a buy opportunity. The indicators are still signaling buy. But definitely yesterday seemed like a good opportunity. Again, we could be wrong. So, don't take the champ's word for it because, I'm not anybody's crypto daddy. But certainly yesterday seems like the time to buy the dip. So Mark's saying that there's a lot of resistance at 12. Let's see if we can break through 12. We've been flirting with this $12,000. So let's see, seems like there is some strong support though above 10,000. So like, 10,002, 10,004 right here, 10,003. That's why I don't think things are going to go much lower than 10K, although it's still a possibility. I was calling for 96 last week, but those things have since changed, those opinions. Queen says buy at 11.9 if you can't catch it. Right now it's currently 11.883. Beans and Rice says a BTC whale sold approximately 100 million a few days ago trying to smash the price. Coinbase shut down for a minute. Yeah, we talked about that yesterday and went down. John says, of course, everyone should trade their own plan, but it's good to have debates. Absolutely, John. That's why I invite everybody to drop their opinion. And when you say something like, I expected to go to 4K, I know you're not trolling me and you're being honest. Sometimes you got doomers coming in say it's all over, it's going to doom. And, I throw those people out the box. But I respect your opinion. I don't agree with it, John. I really don't. I don't think we're going to go to 4K. But, hey, I understand some people are not going to always agree with what I'm saying. Shout out to Queens, John, Beans and Rice, Main Event, Impatient Potato, Mark D. Silver Crypto's back. He says EOS is looking like a good entry point. Yeah, I mean, you know, you want to buy when it's down, right? I mean, I think it's now like 15% against Bitcoin. And I would like to see it. You know, Litecoin certainly looking like a good entry point too, if you believe that these coins are going to gain weight. But the better question is, I believe EOS and Litecoin are going to gain weight. But the ultimate question is, are they going to gain more weight than Bitcoin? And I'll be honest with you, at this point, I don't know. Mark D says, worst case scenario, 8,500. Yeah, we shared an article where they did some chart and, you know, some indicators and chart analysis that they're saying 88 for a trend reversal, 88, which seems possible. But, you know, right now it's looking like a worst case scenario. Now, as far as like $4,000, I mean, you know, that's less than half of where we're at now. So, you know, I don't think that we're going to go down. We ain't going to 3K or 5K. We got so much support to break to do that. Yeah, absolutely. So, you know, I don't know where, you know, John's getting those numbers, but, you know, everybody's entitled to their opinion, and we're also entitled to disagree. I'll take a few more comments and questions before I land the plane here on the runway. I usually say landed on the tarmac, but do you land on the tarmac or do you park on the tarmac? You land on the runway. That's for you take off and land on the runway, but the tarmac is more like what? A place to park the airplane. So I may have been saying the wrong thing the whole time. Anyhow, I'm going to land the plane on the runway because I know that's for sure. And I'll put the car in park soon. So drop a comment here. Ask a few more questions before I go ahead and end the stream. People are still finding out about Bitcoin activity in today's payday for a lot of folks, but what the hell? So what do I know? Says Vet for Life. Yeah, I think there's still a lot of retail investors that could come in. Right now, I don't think we're experiencing the retail FOMO. I think it's the institutional FOMO right now, which is good because once that retail FOMO hits, we could run up past 20K. You meet with Loretta on the tarmac, says Main Event. All right. John says, I just believe that people used a lot of leverage to make this pump happen. And like a debt, that leverage needs to be paid back, which will cause the price to be very volatile. Yeah, and it has been, though, John. The price has been very volatile. When you're talking about pumping to 13.8 and then dumping over $2,000 in one day, that is volatility. So, you know, it's meeting some of your standards, but it's not going to go that low. I really doubt it. 4K and lower will happen if and when the majority of the money in mining and finance go to a different crypto, but big money doesn't like to play with their own money. Yeah, I highly doubt that, you know, that they're going to go to a different crypto. If you know, Bitcoin is king by leaps and bounds. It's way bigger than even the number 2 coin. So I still think there's a possibility to, you know, dip under 10K, maybe even 85, 88 there, like Mark was saying. But the chances of that happening is less and less each day. I mean, listen, just last week I was saying, yeah, well, we can go over 10K, pull back to 96. I don't see it anymore. There's a lot of steam behind the engine right now. CryptoZilla disagrees that this is a leverage run-up. It's being accumulated by institutional buyers. That I agree with. I think this is definitely not the retail that's buying so much. It's the institutions now. You know, Grayscale, you got Backed, and other outfits like Fidelity. They need to have their hands on some Bitcoin, and they've been accumulating at these prices. And I don't think that they're going to let go their bits now. As we said, 7K is still double from December. Absolutely, Main Event. Absolutely, you know. For those that have been rocking with us, you know, since the prices were really low, even if we, you know, close off at 7, 8K, we'll still be substantially up more than we were last year. Nano says EOS is taking a dump ever since that June 1st Block 1 announcement. Unfortunately, yeah, I think that people weren't so excited about the voice announcement, and then Bitcoin kind of took the shine from everybody. Listen, all these altcoins, I'm not all of them, but a significant majority of the altcoins are losing against Bitcoin, okay? Bitcoin's blowing everybody out the water. Not only EOS, but Litecoin as well. Rev says Bitcoin's king for now until Cardano gears up. I never will see. I will never expect Cardano to surpass Bitcoin. I'll be honest with you. Now I could see Cardano, gaining weight and becoming a player, but to even put them in the same category is, they're in a whole different category, I would say. I could see maybe Cardano even testing Ether at one point, but Bitcoin's the king of the block. Been trying to get Bo Palney on Steam. Trying to get Bo Palney on Steam DTube, says Main Event. I don't know who that is. Queen's Racist says whoever's calling for 3K or 5K hasn't been in the market long enough. Yeah, I don't think so. I've had some people say that, when, like I said, I was talking to someone offline when we were around 8 or 9K not too long ago. And they were like, it's going to run up, but it still has to go back to 3K, 4K because of this technical indicator. And it's going to do this. And I said, look, throw the technical indicators out the box. We were down there at between 3 and 5 for some time now. We already tested that. Okay. That's gone. That's long gone. Those days are gone, guys. Shout out to those that accumulated at that period. But I think that there's a strong possibility that we will never see Bitcoin under 5K. It's like those, that were calling for Bitcoin to go under 2K or 1K back when it went down to, 3 or 4K. Back, when it lost 80% of its weight from its all-time high. You had people saying it's over for Bitcoin and it has to go under 1,000 again. For those that are saying that it's going to go under 5K, you're sounding like those that were saying that Bitcoin was going to go under 1K back when the bears were around. It's just not going to happen. But again, I could be wrong, right? Vet for Life says hard currencies would and have never behaved like a schizophrenic. Bitcoin is crazy. Yeah, absolutely. There's a lot of volatility, but here's the bottom line here. Bitcoin has always gained weight almost every single year. It was only one bad year, really. And on the aggregate, if you bought Bitcoin, you probably are up. So, comparing it to a schizophrenic, I don't know if that's a good analogy, but I see where you're coming from. It certainly may seem like a schizophrenic to someone that doesn't understand crypto, but what's really schizophrenic is people believing that there's any real value behind a piece of paper that is not backed by any work. It's just backed by a promise. Calibra, that is a nonprofit org, will be running Libra project, which values are an average of top world currencies. The only way it sinks is if it's regulated to hell. I know countries are talking about regulated. I mean, I don't care about Facebook Libra. I'll hold the bag of Bitcoin. I view Bitcoin pumps as the big players shaking down everyone in the market. This is no different. Yeah, there is big players shaking people down. Yeah, that's a possibility. And I'm sure it's the case to a certain extent. But is that going to cause the price to go down to 15K? Under 5K, I really doubt it. Nano bought his first Bitcoin at 3,700. Glad I didn't listen to Tone Vase and those hyperwave numdies. There you go. I know that I think Vase was calling for a correction, a pullback as well, and it never came. That's why I'm not fond of chart analysis and technical indicators when it comes to cryptocurrency. Right now, things are maybe this is the time to use the word. Right now, things are too schizophrenic for that. Proof of work mining has boom and bust cycles built into design, says Max. Okay. Vet for Life says, when we hit 20K, I never heard people say 3K was a possibility. There you go. Dolphin 134 is here. Kaboom. Listen, I do expect pullbacks, and we did see a strong pullback from 13.8 over $2,000 down. It went to it went back into the 10K range. So there was a major pullback there. But it happens fast, and I think things are going to be happening even faster. We'll see an exponential rise in momentum as we approach this 20K. I think the possibility of hitting an all-time high this year is certainly there. I didn't believe it just a few weeks ago, but seeing the volume, seeing the sentiment, it's certainly there. But do expect, we're gonna have to fight our way to 20K again. It's not gonna come as easy. I don't think it's gonna come as fast as the last bull run, but maybe I'm wrong. Hopefully, I am. Shout out to Double X, boom, boom. CryptoZilla says, I want Libra to teach as many people as possible to use digital coins. And then the smart ones will make the jump into the bits. But most will not be boomers ever. No, and that's part of the Pareto principle. there's always a majority that are normies, and that's just the way it's going to be. You could try to, you know, regulate things and make the whole world communist. You can make things socialist. You could try to make everything fair, but you know, there is no equality in heaven, guys. Okay, you're trying to make everything equal, but by design, things are not equal. Max says there's nothing to learn from Libra. It will be like using PayPal permission. I agree with that, but I understand where CryptoZilla's coming from. You know, it exposes people to the idea of cryptocurrency, and there'll be a small percent of those people that are going to look into other cryptos, and they're going to say like, oh, okay, well, Bitcoin is obviously more valuable than all these other fake coins. So, you know, at best, at least you'll have a little bit more of people getting into Bitcoin, perhaps. Vet says the schizophrenic comment was, well, we won't see hard currencies move up and down 40% in a day. No, I get it. You know, we don't. But again, this is something like we've never seen before. Bitcoin's a new wave, a new era, and it's here to devour all the fiat currency. It's going to eat them all up. It's basically what's happening. And if you don't believe that, then I don't know what to say. You know, the bottom line is that just a few years ago, Bitcoin was less than $1,000. Even more than that, Bitcoin was just pennies on the dollars about 10 years ago. So, I mean, this thing just keeps gaining weight. Champ, Bo Pollen YouTube channel is Gold 2020. He made me a lot of money. Okay, so that's the guy that Main Event was mentioning there. He's trying to get to DTube. I don't know. I've never seen that, so, you know, maybe some people don't know who he is. Paul says, do whales control the crypto Bitcoin market? You know, I think that's depends on what your definition of a whale is. It depends on what your definition of total control is. You know, to a certain extent, there is a few that control the many, but that happens in all across all markets and in nature. I mean, just the Pareto principle lets us know that. Beans and Rice says July, August, September will be volatile. I do believe that, Beans and Rice. I think we're in for a ride this summer, but I think that after that we're gonna end up higher than we are now. Max saying the answer to Paul's questions, yes. You know, I could see how some people can think that, but, you know, you got to also compare it to fiat currency. You know, as far, you know, whales in the form of the Federal Reserve and the International Monetary Fund are those that control the global currencies. So, you know, who would you rather have manipulating your coin? I don't know. You know, at the end of the day, I think Bitcoin's more sound, and it's requires less trust. On that note, guys, I think I'm going to go ahead and land this plane on the runway. Put the car in park. It's always a pleasure. I encourage you guys to hit the gym. You know, the champ was out there today hitting the squats, the barbell rows, the bench press, staying strong. If you're not putting some weight on the bar, if you're not staying healthy, if you're not making strength gains, do it now. Okay? Health is wealth. Okay? You guys should be focusing more on your health than on your bag size, because you won't be able to enjoy none of your gains unless you're healthy. So put that first. Check out the links that I have down below for the water filters. Get yourself a zero water filter if you're cheap and you can only afford 30 or 40 bucks. This will strip out all the fluoride in your water. If you can afford a little bit more, I recommend a Berkey water filter, which filters non-potable water. It's a disaster supply, just in case Vitalik and the Walking Dead come out at you. Lucky Lewis is here. He says, missed the show today. Listen later. Thank you, Lucky, for that $2. I appreciate you. Welcome back to the box. Yeah, we're tuning it down now. Hit the replay, but I appreciate you. Dolphin 134 is hitting the gym hard. There you go. Congrats to you. Max X says, miners have to sell to pay for power cost. Yeah, they do have to pay for power costs. But did you hear about the mosques out there in Iran, I think? Apparently, the mosques are getting free electricity, and now they're mining Bitcoin. I was reading some headlines. I don't know how true that is, but it's certainly interesting. No fluoride here in the west of Canada. Congratulations to you. But in the States, there's fluoride. They're calcifying everybody's pineal gland. Paul says, so it makes more sense to trade crypto than hold it. You know, if you want to go ahead and trade your crypto for a worthless piece of paper, then go ahead and do it. The reason that Bitcoin has gained so much weight since its inception, it's because it's an alternative and the antithesis to fiat currencies. If you're chasing fiat currencies, you know, more power to you, but I'm not behind that. You know, let's see how that works out for you. On that note, guys, I'm going to go ahead and tune down this live stream. I'll be back on Monday with the good crypto word. Make sure you subscribe. You bookmark the page. It's very important to bookmark the page. Although you guys are maybe subscribed and turning on your post notifications, you know, the shadow ban is real. And we've been hit with a couple soy EMPs by the soy gardeners out there on the YouTube cucks. They don't want you to win, and they're probably not going to send you a notification to let you know the champ's out here booming, letting you know that fiat is crumbling. But anyhow, you know, do you folks realize what will happen to the United States if the dollar falls out of favor? You know, at the end of the day, do you realize what kind of a scam the dollar is? Do you want to build on a system that has more integrity, or do you want to keep running with the fraud? You know. At the end of the day, our loyalty is to truth, and hopefully the United States can adopt something that's truthful instead of a scam, in my opinion. On that note, I'm out of here, guys. Sandros, shout out to you. Paul, shout out to you. CryptoZilla, shout out to you. Impatient Potato, shout out to you. I appreciate all you maniacs out there. Catch me on Monday, late mornings, early afternoons. I'll be back with a good crypto word. Stay booming out there. Hit the gym out there. It's the voice of the blockchain, Satoshi's biggest cousin, cryptography's finest, your favorite YouTuber's favorite YouTuber, Champagne Crypto. Thanks.